Andrew MacGregor Marshall. He's in Edinburgh for us to talk more about what really is happening in Thailand, Andrew, because did you ever think you'd see the day when the Thai people would actually take to the streets and so openly criticize the monarchy?
No, I mean, it's a remarkable development, and it's hard to understate how important it is. It was kind of certain that sooner or later Thais would want a change in the regime because monarchies are kind of outdated in the 21st century, especially absolute monarchies. And Thais want democracy. Thailand is a developing country that's, getting richer. And Thais really want change. So we always knew it was coming. But the events of the past week have come really fast. It's taken everybody by surprise. The protesters, as you said, have broken so many taboos. So we're really in uncharted territory in Thailand right now.
It really is, because, I mean, many Thai people have long been very deferential to the king. But that kind of seemed to start changing a little bit in 2016 when they were suddenly given a king that kind of, spends most of the year, I would think now. It is the majority of the year out of the country. He resides more in Germany than he does in Thailand. He's been racked with scandal. It doesn't seem they have the same deference to this new monarch as they did to his father.
Well, exactly. And this, of course, is the problem with a hereditary monarchy, because you never know who's going to be the next king and how good they're going to be or whether they're qualified for the job. So most Thais really revered the previous king, King Bhumibol. They were genuinely very sad when he died. But the current king, Vajiralongkorn, is really unpopular across Thailand. He's had many scandals, as you mentioned. He's on his fourth wife now. He's just not popular, and he lives most of his time in Germany. And especially during the coronavirus crisis, when Thais would have expected their monarch to be in the country and standing beside them as they went through the crisis, he's been living in a luxury resort in Bavaria with a large harem of women. So it's caused huge anger in Thailand, and what we're seeing now is anger boiling up onto the streets.
Right. These protesters have of course, also come out against their government. If we can call it that. This is the government that took power in a coup. They want change. They want a new constitution. Do you think they're going to get it?
Well, unfortunately, it's hard to see a peaceful solution because we know the king is really hardline about this. He's trying to rule as an absolute monarch. The government are basically his puppets. So it's unfortunate, but it's likely that the protesters won't be able to get what they want without bloodshed. Thailand has had a lot of violent confrontations in the past with the same battle. Several times in the past half century, there's been massacres on the streets of Bangkok where protesters have been shot. And unfortunately, it's hard to see how this situation can be resolved without bloodshed because the king and his government don't seem to want to change.
Andrew MacGregor Marshall, great to have you. Thanks so much for taking the time.